Welcome to my channel Adhan with Flow. So today we are going to discuss about primary and secondary metabolites. We know that what is biomolecule. We also know that how many are organic, how many are inorganic, what is lipid, what is amino acid. Okay, we know everything right now. Nucleic acid also. Okay, they make and combine. They perform their some metabolic activity. Now protein is formed. Okay, now what they do? They participate in metabolic activity. Okay, guys. Okay, now what is primary? Primary metabolites, those metabolites which are very necessary for plant. Primary metabolites are those metabolites which are very important for living things. Either it may be plant and it may be animals. Okay, so what are these primary metabolites? Like amino acids, sugar. In future, amino acid, what they may? They may protein. The future of sugar is a carbohydrate. Very important, guys. Very important. And now, what is secondary metabolites? What is the secondary metabolites? Yes, they are synthesized by plant. Yeah, guys. Primary and secondary both are present in plants. Animals will also contain metabolites, but primary metabolites in both organisms, they are very compulsory for body. But secondary metabolites, they are also produced by living organism, but they are not compulsory and they are not very useful for plant. Like plant release their secondary metabolites in the form of alkaloids, flavonoids, rubber, gums, some spices, some scent, some colorful pigment. They are not useful for plant, but but human being, they can use the whole thing. Sometimes plant use secondary metabolites in the case of their defense system. Use in our defense system. Otherwise, they don't use. They are extra. They are excess. So human being can use secondary metabolites that formed by plants. I repeat again. What is primary metabolites? They are necessary for plant and animals, like amino acids, sugar. What is secondary metabolites? They are also synthesized by living thing, but they did not use secondary metabolites. If they use, so their use is in their defense system, some colorful for plant. All secondary metabolites are useful for directly, are useful for human being. Look at me. Here is some example of secondary metabolites. This is important, guys, because this is in your NCERT. First, secondary metabolites. First example is they synthesize some pigments. They synthesize some pigments like carotenoids and anthocyanin. What is the use of these pigments? They are responsible for photosynthesis, and these are anthocyanin. This is important for giving color. Giving color. Either it may be flower, it may be petals. Okay. Now they also secrete. Plant also secrete, produce secondary metabolites in the form of alkaloids. They secrete alkaloids. These are secondary metabolites. Alkaloid means, the example of alkaloids is morphine. You betterly know what is morphine. Drugs, codeine. Okay, you betterly know this thing. Terpenoids. They made up with terpenes. Example is monoterpenes, diterpenes. They contain 10 carbon and they contain 20 carbon. They secrete some essential oil in the form of secondary metabolites. Lemongrass oil. Guys, plant not use this thing. Sometimes they use and sometimes they don't use. They release outside from the body. Some toxin they release. Aberrine, ricin. It may be antibacterial, it may be antifungal. Okay. Lactines. Lactine, what is a lactine? This is the group who attach with carbohydrate. Concavalin A. They also secrete some drugs like vinblastine, curcumin. They also secrete some polymer like rubber, gums, cellulose. They are secondary metabolites, guys. They are secondary metabolites. They are not much useful for plant, but yes, for ecological importance, human being use according to their preference, according to their welfare, they use. Now this is, guys, all about your primary and secondary. That is enough according to your NCERT. That is enough. But if you want detailed explanation, I already made separate video. Secondary metabolites. You can rely on them. Like terpene. You can search by name. Terpene. Alkaloids. Okay, alkaloids, phenolics. I made this separate. I made terpenoids separate video. Alkaloids separate video. You can rely on them. You can get extra knowledge for this. Okay, you can get extra knowledge for this. I stored this video in plant physiology playlist. Okay, you can rely further, more and more, how they synthesized, where they synthesized, what part contributes synthesis of secondary metabolites. I describe everything. If you watch, then they may be beneficial for you. Okay, guys. Now let's start biomolecules. In a starting, we already identify this thing. What is soluble and what is insoluble? Those who are insoluble, they are large size. We call it as a retentive. Soluble, they are small in size, and we call it as a filtrate. We also discuss all the things. Okay, we already discussed. And the example of insoluble is like nucleic acid, like carbohydrate. Understand, guys? Like protein. Okay, some amino acids, but insoluble ions, some hydrophobic molecules. Clear, guys? Now let's move further. Guys, already we discussed. They are nothing new. Okay, in starting, we given giant tissue, we all things are described. Already we studied in detail. So there is discussion about this topic, time wasting. Average composition of cell means one cell contain nucleus, some organelles. Okay, now what kind of things they all contain? Like nucleus, multiple cell organelle like mitochondria, chloroplast, ribosome, ER means endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, lysosome, peroxisome. These are cell organelles. Nucleus contain. Other than this, what is the content? What is the composition of cell? Cell contain water, 70 to 90%. Cell contain proteins, 10 to 15%. Cell contain carbohydrate, 3%. They contain lipid, 2%. They contain nucleic acid. Where nucleic acid found? In nucleus. DNA and RNA, 5 to 7%. And ions, 1%. These are responsible for osmotic balance. Nucleic acid, genetic material. These are responsible for plasma membrane strength. Protein for functional unit. Water balance everything. Now here's some little bit description about protein. Now today's our topic is mainly protein. Okay, guys, now listen to me very carefully. Protein, it may be work as a extracellular matrix, like they adhere the other protein, means they provide surface that cell come and divide on me. Okay, we can carry you. Protein work as a enzyme also. Protein work as a hormone. Protein work as a signaling molecule. Signaling molecule. Protein work as a messenger. They can transport message where to where. They work as a complex, like they work as a carrier. They work as a channel. They work as a pump. I already described all the things, guys. Don't be panic. I already described all the things. What is the carrier? What is the channel? What is the pump? I already told you that where they located. Okay, where they located and what they do. They located on the plasma membrane outer surface, and what they do, they transport molecule outside to inside, inside to outside. Hormones are responsible for growth. Enzyme is responsible for a reaction. Signaling molecule are responsible for giving signal, and messenger, they carry messages. Okay, let's start, guys. Protein are polypeptides. This is the statement, guys. Statement. How protein will form? Protein formed by amino acid. According to your NCERT, there are 20 types of amino acid which are work in our body. But according to latest research, now they are 22. But according to NCERT, if they ask previous value, then you have to click this option. And latest research, then you click. I already described what is amino acid. I already described, guys, 20 type of amino acids. What kind of amino acids are hydrophobic? What kind of I'm writing here. What kind of amino acids are hydrophobic? What kind of amino acids are hydrophilic? What kind of amino acid contains sulfur? What kind of amino acid contain OH group? What kind of amino acid uncharged? Okay, I already teach you what kind of amino acids are aromatic. Wife, tryptophan, tyrosine, phenylalanine. I already described, guys, in my your previous, guys, here. Look at here, guys. I already described in detail beyond the level. Check your previous lecture. Check my previous lecture. Amino acid described in separate video. Lipids described in separate video. And nucleic acid also described in separate video. Now here I describe primary and secondary metabolites. And now we are continue with proteins, guys. Okay, guys. This whole phenomena I already teach you. Alanine, cytosine, proline, tryptophan, already with structure, guys. I also made a structure because structures are important. Clear, guys? And there is a function like collagens. What they work as a ECM, extracellular matrix. Okay, what they do? Intracellular ground give some base for substances. Protein work as a trypsin, enzyme. The example is trypsin. If someone asks, write down some important functions of protein, then you have to tell that they work as a ECM, extracellular matrix, like collagen. They work as an enzyme, and they work as an enzyme. Example is trypsin. They work as a hormone. What is hormone? They synthesize in endocrine gland, and their working place is different, like growth hormone, insulin, okay, glucagon, okay, testosterone, progesterone. Okay, they work as a they work as a fight infection agent. They make our immune system, like they form antibody. They work as a receptor. I told you now, when signaling molecule come for particular organelle, then they contain, all cell contain their receptor. So signaling molecule come and they bind. I already teach you in chapter 22 how hormone receptor complex will form. Okay guys, they work as a channel. I told you now, carrier channel pump. They work as a channel carrier pump. Glucose transfer. I told you now, they present on the surface of plasma membrane. What they do? They transport the molecule from outside to inside and inside to outside. Like GLUT, this is the channel. What they do? They transport what? Glucose into the cell. Into the cell. Now clear? Now is clear? Guys, protein are very essential for our health, and they have to be supplied through our diet. We can take protein, guys, amino acid. Further, their future is they make protein. So if I say protein, it doesn't mean then I say wrong. Okay, guys, be sincere. Okay, so they are very essential. Our body synthesize. Okay, now I know that our body synthesize amino acid, but we can supply it through our diet also. When we eat food, when we take food, some protein rich food, carbohydrate rich food, calorie rich food, so our body extract vitamin proteins from our food. Dietary proteins are the source of essential amino acid. Essential means those amino acids that our body can't synthesize. So they are essential. We need to take from the diet. We need to take these kind of amino acid from the diet. Maximum all amino acids. All amino acids are essential, guys. Non-essential means they require less in amount, and our body already synthesize them. So we don't need to take from outside. But essential, we need to take protein from outside. If we don't take protein from outside, then we suffer marasmus, crash, or get some kind of disease. Okay, proteins carry out many function in living organism. I already discussed in detail. Guys, we know now we have cells, and cell have nucleus, nucleus have DNA. So DNA not work anything. They order to protein, and protein also work as a messenger. They go to the particular organ and they provide the message that nucleus give me a message, please divide, please grow your cell. Then they perform the function. DNA not come from outside the nucleus and tell to everyone, do your function, do your function, do your function. No, they order to protein. They order to protein means this is your mommy papa. Okay, this is your grandparents. DNA grandparents, and they synthesize your papa, and papa synthesize you. Then they gives order. DNA means dadi, grandpa, grandmother. They gives order to papa's boy. Then go to bazaar and buy something. Okay, now you clear? She don't move. She don't go to bazaar and purchase something. They order. She gives order. She gives order. All right. Now next, collagen is the most abundant protein in animal world, not plant. And rubisco is most abundant in plant world. Important, guys. Which kind of protein is most abundant in animal world? Collagen. Which kind of protein is most abundant in plant kingdom? Rubisco. Animal world and plant. Now I hope you are clear. So that's all for now, guys. Relax. That's all for now. Today we discuss about protein. Guys, if you want detail, then you have to watch my previous video, amino acid. After you can betterly understand and what is amino acid, what is the type of amino acid, which are the examples of hydrophobic. I give you code also, guys. GAVLI, glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine. I draw structure also. What are the hydrophobic? Aromatic, I give you code. Wife, tryptophan, tyrosine, phenol. I also give you code, guys. What are the sulfur containing methionine and cysteine? What kind of OH containing group and amino acid, serine and threonine. You have to remember, guys, if you want to crack your competitive exam, NEET, IIT, where biological question are originate, aims. If you fight these exam, NET, NET, CSIR, DBT, these are important. Biochemistry is important. So I'm without wasting in time, I again repeat, biochemistry is important. That's why I'm teaching you very slowly, point to point. Very important, guys. Very scoring unit. I already look at here, multiple exam, gate, multiple exam asked. every year from biochem these questions from the amino acids. What kind of amino acids are aromatic? What kind of amino acid contain OH group? So guys, you are now your 11th class, 12th class. So guys, be prepared now. You remember, this is the right time for remember. If you reach at the higher position, then you remember. Yeah, huh? Now you have time. Remember this, and revise. Thank you guys. And guys, listen. Support, subscribe, share. The channel name is Adhyan with Flow. Adhyan with Flow. Thank you guys. Keep smiling. Keep smiling.